Good morning. I, Dr. Shikha Dubey, on behalf of DYPIMR, welcome all panel members, Dr. Amol Goje, Chairman, Board of Studies, Computer Management, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Dr. Kirti Dharwadkar, Director, SB Patil Institute of Management, Member, Academic Council, HRM, SPPU, Mr. Siddharth Joshi, Founder and CEO, Think30, Pune, Mr. Ankush Srivastava, Regional Lead, SHL, India, Dr. Meghna Bilare, Director, DYPIMR, Associate Director, Dr. Vishal Vadaskar, my faculty colleagues, and my dear budding managers and future software professionals. Education embedded with information and communication technology paves the robust way for creating a just and equitable society. Ultimately, quality of life of the people is dependent on the quality of education they receive. It also contributes in creating the cultural fabric of the nation. In an effort to contribute to nation development, we need to utilize our physical and human assets in the most effective way. We need to co-create an ecosystem of inclusion. In this process, DYPIMR takes special effort to foster global competencies among our students. Hence, our curriculum, pedagogies, evaluation, research, and outreach activities are perfectly in sync with societal needs and national goals. To throw light on these areas, we have invited all esteemed panelists for today's program. The motto of our institute is to create, develop, maintain, and sustain appropriate systems and facilities for obtaining high standards of managerial education and to empower students with in-depth knowledge of core areas of business management and IT, along with exposure to its practical aspects. We all work under the dynamic leadership of our director, Dr. Meghna Bilare. So I request Dr. Meghna to kindly give the welcome address.
Good morning, respected Goje sir, Kirti ma'am, Siddharth Joshi sir, Ankush sir, and all my dear students. First of all, really thanks to all the panelists for joining for this panel discussion, career prospects for MCA students. And this is what students need to for taking up the MBA and students of the program content, and we all have to be in this process taking up the admissions. Today we have with us panelists from industry and I'm sure insight into career perspective and MCA program offer. Once again, welcome you all panelists and staff of Dr. D.Y. Patil Research, and really thank you all for being with us today. I feel we all need to for the students process of courses. So thank you all.
Thank you, Meghna. Thank you. A wonderful and cheap today's program. This event and also we will proceed with the of our experts. Yes, Dr. Meghna, virtually felicitate was Dr. Amol, Chairman, Board of Studies Management.
Thank you. Thank you.
I also request to welcome Dharwadkar, Director, Institute of Management.
Thank you.
I request Meghna ma'am, Mr. Siddharth Joshi, CEO, Think30. Mr. Ankush Srivastava, Regional Lead, SH. We have Amol Goje, who is President of Society and Chairman Board of Studies, Pune University. He has served of VIIT for last 19 years. Has a total of over experience in the city. He has systems for the university. Amol's main area of is to work for underprivileged in the rural part of India. Amol's main is computer mobile. In appreciation to his work, Dr. Amol received the Ashoka Fellow in the year 2002. He is engaged as a technical on many government organizations. Has received the award for spreading education to the masses. The member of the working group Agriculture Extension by Planning Commission, India. He is key in setting up the community learning centers in Maharashtra. Dr. Goje has Manthan Award 2 years and Government Maharashtra in 2008. Also, the President of Community Association of India. Recently, he has been with the honor of Best Director. Now, I request such a high profile to students and give his over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you, respected dignitaries present for this webinar, my fellow teachers and student colleagues. So this is indeed a great pleasure that such kind of webinars are getting arranged for awareness of the students, future career path, as well as what are the new things that are emerging in the market, what are the new things that at university level also we are trying to incorporate into syllabus. As you all know that MCA or MBA kind of courses, so we required continuous change in the syllabus. Every year we are trying to upgrade our syllabus. We are trying to make syllabus which should be industry ready, and accordingly we modify the syllabus also. And now to get aware of the syllabus at the same time, what are the requirement of the industry or what kind of latest jobs that are happening in the industry is very important to cater to the students. As you all know that pandemic has taken out the jobs across all sectors, but I think IT is the only sector here we have 200% growth in placement. Recently, we are not getting proper persons for especially into new areas because everything is online. Every citizen of entire globe is working from home, and now for them definitely the IT requirements are booming, whether it is hardware, whether it is software, whether it is internet, whether it is intranet, whether it is your education, whether it is banking, whether it is your hospitals, whether any type of business you think of, we are switching over to technology because pandemic has brought the actual movement or mobility standstill. That's why the use of technology. The best example is today's conference also. So we are sitting at home and talking to each other and discussing about the career paths, what next that student should do, or what are the requirements from the industry. So we have experts panel with us to discuss about this. So it's really nice that this DY Patil Institute has organized this kind of webinar and brought to the students across all the community, whether it is MBA or MCA. So thank you very much for organizing such kind of workshop, and all the best for this panel discussion. Thank you.
Shikha, we just see if Shikha some issue. Ravi, am I?
एक्चुअली शायद रेंज का इशू है मेघना वहां पर बिकॉज नेटवर्क को रेड दिखा रहा
Thank you, Goje sir. Sorry, there was some technical issue. Thank you, sir. And yes, you rightly said that this COVID pandemic has affected everybody, but yes, IT sector has been not affected. So thank you for your guidance. We'll again come to you with a set of. We also have another eminent personality, Dr. Kirti Dharwadkar, who is currently working as a director at SB Patil Institute of Management, Pune. She is PhD and MPhil in Development Economics and has completed MPM in HR and Industrial Relations from SPPU. She is a recognized PhD guide under SPPU. 10 students have been awarded PhD degrees under her able guidance. She has published more than 15 national and international papers and has co-authored 5 books. She has more than 15 years of experience and is a well-known name in the field of academics. She is also a member of Academic Council and Board of Studies at SPPU. She has received a recognition in research by Future Group IFWL Lonavala. She is also a paper setter and evaluator for PET and SET examinations. She has been a resource person at various conferences. She holds membership to professional bodies such as CEGR and NIPM. Now I request Mamli to kindly share her views.
Thank you, Shika. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to D.Y. Patil Institute of Management and Research. Special thanks to Meghna Bilare, who is my old colleague and now director of the institute. Shika is also my old colleague, and really nice to come back on this platform. And I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the members who are coordinating this event and invited me to share my views. Yeah, Goje sir has rightly said that IT has gained the boost. The pandemic has taught a lot of things that how important technology is. But apart from that, even the Masters of Business Administration, which is running since so many long, has seen a lot of challenges, and after the pandemic you will see that the opportunities for these people have also extended to a larger extent. Yesterday only in TOI I have seen that year on year and month on month the job opportunities which was going down has suddenly seen the surge of 5% and 20% in certain segments, which is really a great the students who are thinking or aspiring to take up the management education as their future career option, right? And it is really necessary. Only graduation definitely not going to open the new avenues and new opportunities for you. Definitely any master's degree, and that too a management master's degree, definitely going to give you a more cutting advantage in a coming days. The reason being that the graduation degree may give you the option to get the job, but the higher ladder or higher push in a ladder of career definitely give you the cutting advantage if you have the credit of management degree or management education in your kitty. Now, MBA, normally we know the full form is Masters of Business Administration. But if you, as a leader of management or the director of one of the management education institute, I define management MBA as a my best achievement. Now, why I define it as my best achievement will be discussed in a coming panel discussion, because if you have certain approaches and attitude in your career, certainly this particular you the most important career launch in your life, and how you make it your best achievement for of your life will be discussed in a coming panel discussion, that is for sure. It is really nice that such opportunity gives the students the thinking food for their career, why they should do the MBA, why these, because that scaredness is definitely in the minds of students, that whether I should go for this options or I should go for that option. DYPMR has given that platform for the discussion where the senior people can place their views, which will definitely give certain guidelines to the student how they can go and choose their career options and management options, be it is a MCA or be it is a management MBA, certainly the best choosing options for them. So I really feel that management education have much brighter future for the students who are really thinking to shape their career in some or other way. What are the options, what are the challenges, and what are the new openings they are going to see in a post-pandemic session? Certainly give better options. Yesterday only the IIPA number of industries has shown the 29% growth. This means that industries are coming with a lot of positivity and pushing back, and really students, there are a lot of options available if you choose the right career and right option, so that opportunities are going to flood it in the economy and they are going to knock your door. It is your choice that which opportunity you should open the door and grab it. So thank you very much for inviting me and give an opportunity to share my views. Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you,
madam,
Kirti ma'am.
in lighter mode, I'm just upgrading that you rightly pointed out my best achievement. Now we will also change our MCA to my career achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
That's
much.
too good. New MBA and MCA.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kirti ma'am, for guiding us. Your words always motivate us as they come directly from heart. Thank you, ma'am. Notes to our students on academics and industry both, we have two guests from industry also. Mr. Siddharth, co-founder and CEO, Think30. Sir has various certifications in neural network and deep learning, hyperparameter tuning, regularization and optimization, digital project management, modern fundamentals offered by University of Virginia, agile planning for software products. He also has various honors and awards to his credit, like power searching with Google, Indian general elections with social media apps, Vodafone Eureka Champs, winner in Iris contest for app in retail stores, and innovation contest to design smart shelves in retail stores. I request Mr. Siddharth to kindly act as a mentor to all our students.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks for the introduction. So first of all, I would like to thank you, extend my thanks to Meghna ma'am, DY Patil College Management and Sushil sir for inviting me here. It's really a privilege to be, part of the panelists where we have stalwarts like Goje sir and Kirti ma'am, the doctors. So we are just trying to figure out how to go about our business, and these are the stalwarts who are actually holding on to how do we go about it. So, I would just take on or build upon whatever Kirti ma'am and Goje sir has said. So they said that because of the pandemic, the number of jobs in the IT industry have increased, or there is an increment. So if we kind of go deeper and think, why is it that? Why is it that happening? Or what does it mean to us? So, I could take an example. There is a retail store next to my house, and when demonetization happened, when there was shortage of cash with people, everybody moved to digital payments. But this guy was adamant; he didn't move there. He was still insisting on cash, and probably he took some hit on the business. And then GST came. So GST came, everybody had to file GST. So then he kind of thought about taking digital payments. And then COVID happened. He was not left with any other choice. He had to accept the cash. He had to accept digital wallets. And now if I go and speak to him, he's very happy with accepting digital wallets. So what has happened is, adaptability, changing, taking up the newer technologies which are coming up in the market. At the time of monetization, it was a choice, but with COVID-19, it is no longer a choice. It is a mandate. We have to take it, and if we do not take it, we would perish. We would go out of business. We wouldn't have any jobs. So what I want to say is, technology, taking up certification, doing courses, all these things are like, food in the lunch. So it is like you are asking, what should I eat for the lunch? But then you would eat something for lunch only if you've got hunger. And that hunger is the adaptability and the openness to learn newer things. So if you have got these two things, you would be able to survive in the job market. You will be able to survive in the industry, as a business, as an individual, as a professional. But then if you do not have these two things, I feel in the modern world, it is very, very difficult to survive. So whether it is MBA, whether it is MCA, whatever is the course you choose, the first and foremost thing or the prerequisite is, are you able to adapt? That is, are you able to come to terms with the new situation? And then, are you open to learn the new skills which are required to thrive in this new situation? So, I mean, this seminar is an example of that. As Goje sir said, we all learn to conduct webinars online. We all learn to conduct meetings online. We all learn to use these tools like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, whatever it is. So I would say adaptability and keenness to learn are the key skills which are required to survive in the modern world. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Siddharth sir. Thank you for guiding our students and telling them to be adaptable and acquiring new skills. We also have with us Mr. Ankur Kumar Srivastav, an educationist and marketing specialist who is into business development. He is proficient in handling the entire gamut of business operations and accountable for increasing profitability and achieving business objectives. He has expertise and implementing promotional campaigns as a part of brand building and market development effort. He has a proven acumen in executing key responsibilities pertaining to digital marketing, competitor analysis, sales and marketing analysis. Now I request him to take over.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, D.Y. Patil Institute of Management Studies and Research, the entire management, for organizing such a knowledgeable session for the candidates. And I'm very honorable, pleasure to be on this platform. I hope I'm audible. I think I'm facing some issue.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm here to talk about the employability. So first, to let you know, people, employability is a very vast topic, basically, right? So, and better I can say it's a never ending topic, right? So employability, unemployment, it's an ongoing thing. So what is required to get employable? It is very important for, MBA as well as MCA candidates to understand is, first, to addition to what Mr. Siddharth has said, the adaptability, that is something which is very important, before to get into the company, right? So that is one part. Now, I'm an interface between an educational institute and a company, because I come from the assessment company, right? So what is required to get into the company? Skills. I have seen, 8 years of my career, most of the students feel that they are having an 80% or 70% throughout in their academics, and they are eligible for any company. No. What you need to understand, that when you get into the company basically looks for two skills. That is your employability skill plus academic skill. And if I combine both, that is equal to job. So to get a job, you need to remember these two words, employability skill plus academic skills. Now, what is employability skills? So as I'm very sure most of you are pursuing your masters and you're planning to get into the masters, for any for any stream, whether you're from the MCA or from the MBA, first round for any company is always an aptitude. Though we know aptitudes, there is no such subject called aptitude either in MBA or in MCA. So why they take your aptitude? So aptitude through aptitude, company check your logical skills. Not only the logical skills, is more of a problem solving skills. So when I say aptitude consists of your logical reasoning, quantitative ability, as well as the English. So that is one part of the employability skill. Other, if I talk about, is personal skills. Now, to get into the company, only the technical skills will not help you. Along with the employability, interpersonal skills also very important. Now, what comes into the interpersonal skills? So interpersonal skill majorly, if we talk about your, personal competencies. So when I say competencies, it is more of your team management skills, your traits of working with people in a team. All these things are very important to get a job. So, so you have to adapt what is required in the company, right? Now, as an MCA, suppose if you join any company as a software developer, so the company will not ask you to only to write a code for them. Sometimes they will ask you to go for the support, right? Sometimes they'll ask you to put in the communication role as well, right? So they are looking for a candidate who is open to learn, who, like, as I said, like Mr. Siddharth said, adaptability, who is ready to adapt, right, as per the requirement of the company. So that is something which is very important. Secondly, you have to upgrade yourself time to time, right? Do not stick what you are learning in the college, right? So that is something which is a basic knowledge, right? That will help you to build your basic knowledge, right? But there are a lot of platforms available where you can go and learn a lot of new things, basically. So keep yourself updated with the market. Just I'll take it on a small example. Basically, suppose if it comes from the marketing background, MBA marketing background. So obviously marketing knowledge is very much required to get in the industry. But what skill you can add to it? For example, along with the marketing, you can add some analytics to it, because today we are talking about data, right? So if you are having an MBA marketing along with the marketing skill set, marketing analytics certification, it is very easy for you to get a job, right? So that upgradation is required from time to time, right? And similarly for the MCA, right? So basic knowledge of, we're talking about the C++ is very much required, right? But that is the basic, right? Without having a good concept of oops, you cannot will be able to learn Java, right? But you have to update what is required, whether it's required Python or, industry required data science. So that skill is very much important, right? So remember these things, only academic will not help you to get a job. You should have a balance of both employability plus academic skill, and that is equal to job, right? So that is all from my side, right? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ankur sir. You rightly pointed out about the importance of interpersonal and technical skills. And yes, to be updated always is the need of the hour. Now I request Ankur sir to steer the panel discussion.
Fine. Thank you, ma'am. So, fine. So now we have people from the academics as well as the industry. So the entire idea of doing this panel discussion, the students who are attending this, so they have a better knowledge, right? What they should do or don't do in MCA or in MBA, and what the skill sets are required to get into the industry, right? And what are the upcoming trends in the market, right? What to opt, what to not, right? So just to start with, I have a first question to Goje sir. So, sir, why to opt for the MCA after BCA, right? A lot of the students have an option of both, MSc IT also, MSc Computer Science, and MCA, right? So, why MCA, right? So,
The right question. I think this is a very important question.
Yeah.
I think now there are two definitions of or two nomenclature of MCA that we merge today.
Right.
One is your Master of Computer Application and My Career Achievement. So
Right.
both are equally applicable to MCA. As
Right.
such, MCA is application oriented course, as
Right.
it is rightly pointed out. If
Right.
and most of the IT industry job, if you ask me,
Right.
because whatever you both told just now, adaptability,
Right.
then employability, employable and employability, these are the two important terms that are very important.
Right.
And what I can say that MCA makes you employable
Right.
because of the course structure, because of the course design, and as it is application oriented. Apart from IT subjects, we are concentrating on some management subjects also. We have a couple of management subjects in our MCA course,
True.
and now we make it 2 years. Previously, it used to have 3 years, but
Right.
recently we shifted to 3 years course, and now the course is 2 years duration. And now this is the advantage for the students that they become, you can say, employable within 2 years span of time, and they will get a proper job in IT industry. Because Master of Science, the word itself, science itself shows that it is a scientific ability of a student, and mostly that kind of students are required into research kind of activities. No doubt MCA also there is a research, but that scientific research, you may say that mostly they are in need of, say, low level software developments like compilers, operating systems and all that, because that kind of knowledge that is expected in science. And what knowledge we are giving is the latest softwares, how to use that softwares, how to adopt with SDLC, software development like cycles, what are the new trends in IT like data science, artificial intelligence. But that is again application angle, because when, if you're asking me, AI ML is also research angle where I may prefer scientific science students or engineering students. But for MCA, those who came from BCom or BCA, BBA background, this is the nice course or the must-have course, if I can say, for especially for BCom, BCA, BBA students, so to enter into IT industry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You very rightly said, like, the application is very much important, right? Whatever we are learning, right? How to apply that is very important, and that is very much possible in MCA, right? So this is a point basically, students, and obviously like earlier it was 3 years, now it is 2 years. The entire duration is shortened by 1 year, so students can be have that advantage with the MCA as well. So with this,
I will add few more points into this.
yes,
Even
sir.
though it is made of 2 years, but now more hard work is required.
Of
So
course.
that point is very important, that just making 2 years means don't think that you will do it in lighter mode. Because I
Right.
always told even faculty members of Pune University that you should be on tip of toes, you must be in touch with industry. And
Yes.
as far as MCA syllabus of Pune University is concerned, we have made lot of open concepts or open subject concepts from the semester one itself.
Right.
And because IT or in computer, you have different parallel tracks. If you ask me, entire IT gamut is equivalent to rest businesses in the world.
True. Very
So
true.
you have gametes into business, you have gametes into healthcare, you have gametes. So you need to have that specialization, even the specialization as far as technology is concerned, whether it is on .NET, whether it is on your web technologies. All things are very important, and that's why we make it open, because entire IT is not possible to learn by a single person. It's very difficult. So it depends on, in IT itself, we have thousands of specializations today.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
they should understand from day one, and even my faculty, I always tell them that we should see to it that the student should go with his passion.
Right.
Just don't give him that, like our, as I gave the example of agriculture always, all the time. Don't tell that nowadays now .NET is a boom or
Right.
Java is a boom. So everybody is going to Java. Everybody is now today data science. Everybody is talking on data science, data science, data science. But if you don't have mathematical ability, please don't go into data science.
True. Very true.
That is very important. And you have other areas. In technology also, we are emerging now today. If you are talking on web, front end web technologies like your Flutter
Right.
or even React Native, we are talking on platform. Again, in IT, we are talking on platform, whether it is on Windows, whether it is on Linux or Unix, or whether it is on Android nowadays. So many areas, so many divergence. So it is very that you should know everything in the beginning only. So that's
True.
very important. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So addition to this, like guys, you need to work hard, because from 3 years, it became 2 years, but the university had not cut down on the syllabus. It is like more of what industry specific. So you have to put in a lot of efforts to it. So now with this, my second question to Kirti ma'am. Kirti ma'am, why to offer an MBA, right? And how you can say what is the difference between a PGDM and MBA, right? Lot many times students do get confused, right? Because most of the institutions says, autonomous institution says that PGDM, which is equivalent to MBA only, right? And like, universities like SPPU is offering a full-time MBA, 2 years MBA, right? So how you can, differentiate between the two, right? So,
Yeah, Ankur. So I first address the issue, the difference between PGDM and MBA.
yes.
MBA is a degree course, right? So the degree can be allowed to issue by only university in India.
Right.
So maybe the syllabus and other things remain same, but the degrees are only being issued under the control of University Grant Commission, and that is the reason why it has been titled as a Masters of Business Administration or any degree for that point of matter.
Right.
So when I talk about PGDM, PGDM is required two options. Either you can get affiliated to, not affiliated, get the approval from AICT and then run your own course, and you are issuing the certificate of
Right.
your own college, or if you are a deemed university or your private university, you can give your own certificate. So
Right.
the entity is either an individual college, so they are not having a permission to give the degree. And that
Okay.
is the reason why it has been termed as a postgraduate diploma in management. So that is
Okay.
the basic difference. Maybe the
Okay.
courses are same, but one
Okay.
is a degree
Right.
by the sanctioned University Grant Commission, or
Fine.
you have been given the status of your own university like SPJN or Symbiosis for that matter. And if they are issuing degree, that can be termed as a master's degree.
Okay.
But if I am an individual college,
Okay.
suppose SB Patil is an individual college, and if
Right.
I want to give the management education, but I
Right.
am issuing the certificate on my SB Patil Institute of Management,
Right.
then I cannot issue a degree because it's not having any authentication, background, and affiliation to any particular bigger authority.
Right.
So I can issue only the diploma certificate.
Okay.
Course is simple, same, equivalent also, but only the validity of a degree is only be given by the university. That's why it is known as a Masters of Business Administration.
Fine.
So this is
Fine.
the first point. Now, when you talk about the why students should opt for the MBA program, now remember one thing: the MBA is giving. I will give one example. Since
Sure.
Gurji sir has said rightly that the technology is a heart of nowadays of the economy and the all functioning of the industry.
Right.
We are the arteries of that heart who is supplying the blood to that industry to function. For that matter, any industry.
Okay.
Because the supply chain required to work from home, the groceries required to survive, the medicines to carry your life, and
Yeah.
all other things are being done by the students who have done the management. How? Because if your supply chain, you take an example of oxygen shortage. This
Right.
was that the disturbance occurred in the supply chain.
Right.
Who can help it? The students who have acted for the management, why they are failed to give that supply chain model to the country, how they can distribute these required resources, because India is having a challenge that they are having a huge amount of size of population as well as size of the country, and the network of supplying that require materials or scarce resources to each and every point where it is required is a duty of these people. So if you have the degree where officially you have been taught the model by the management graduate, and then you have been able to apply that when such crises are happening. So you are becoming the supplying blood to keep your heart functioning properly and make the growth in your own economy, right? So if you are opting for the management education, you have wider scope to opt for many different options which are the supporting system for your country's economy. You take a marketing, you pick up any specialization. If I am in a pharma also, if I do a pharma, producing any pharma product, I need a marketer. Even if the software is there, if you prepare the software, who is going to sell it? If you are able to sell that, then people will come to know what are the good features you have developed in your software. So every management educationalist or a management institute, if they give the proper guidance to the students that why they should go for management education, the scope is very, very wide. You
Right.
have rightly said, Ankur, the data analytics is going to play in a near future a lot of role, but
Right.
it doesn't dilute the role of core marketing, core HR, and core finance.
True,
Analytics
of course, ma'am.
is a predictive tool which
Yes.
is provided by the big data which is available in the market, and
True.
how you utilize it for your benefit and
Yes.
your skills.
Right.
Students should get the blend by supporting concept of analytics, that I inside my own organization have the available data,
Right.
but how I use that skill set through
Right.
help of my HR,
Right.
the best way to optimum way is the management skill set.
Right.
So I personally believe that opportunities in coming date post pandemic, the management education is going to take a front seat. But
Right.
only thing is, as Siddharth has rightly said, how I am adaptable to
The situation.
accept the new change and
Right.
create the opportunity for me
Right.
to get the best option for my own career is
Right.
the key for management education for
Right.
any student. You choose any specialization, because I don't believe that specialization decide your fate. It is
Right.
you who decide your fate, that how you make a right choice of a right
Right.
opportunity. I think in the pandemic, you have, most of the people have seen the OTT series, that Scam 1991.
Right.
There is
Right.
a very famous dialogue which he used to make, risk hai to ishq hai. I
Right.
twist it and I say, risk hai to fix hai. If you
Right.
are able to take a risk, you fix
Right.
your career to a highest level
Right.
if you are ready to take the risk.
Right.
So if you are not ready to take a risk, nobody is going to give you the better opportunity than yourself. You are the key
Right.
of your own career to open the law.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening the entire, on this particular topic. And just guys, the takeaways is like, management is something which is a backbone of the company, right? So management skill is very much required. So it is not only when we talk about as management, management is not only limited to, only to FMCG or to what you say, the healthcare. It is vast. So management is required everywhere. It is required in the IT as well. It is required in the FMCG. It is required in the BFSI. So management, and as a management graduate, you can make your career anywhere, depending on the, the domain you choose, as well as the degree, as well as the interest you go for, right? And obviously a blend of, what you say, the basic knowledge, what you're learning in the HR, marketing, or finance, that is something which is very important, what you're learning in the MBA. But mix of that analytics tool is also important. That will obviously help you to make a right decision, basically, because today everybody is talking about the data, right? So data, what is data? Data is like, the data is the data which companies is getting is a raw data, right? So to convert that into some output, right? The some profitability, if you can come out with those data, that will help you for the company as well as for you to make any decision, basically, right? So with this, my other question, goes to Vishal sir. So sir, addition to this, what ma'am said, right? How you can, enlighten on this, the student, why students go for the MBA from SVPU, right? Why? So this is something I think is very important for a student to understand, right? There are a lot of private universities also offering an MBA. Then why to opt this from SPPU? Vishal sir, I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, thank you. So the thing is that, it is very commonly said, very popularly said that Pune is the East, Oxford of the East. Okay,
Yes.
and through my own experience and in last so many years, what I have seen various students doing here in Pune, okay, vis-a-vis other regions of Maharashtra, for that matter, even other regions of the country as well. There is a clear-cut distinction between the quality of education which is being imparted under SPPU vis-a-vis quality of education being imparted in other universities.
Right.
I don't mean to demean any other university, okay, but we'll have to accept the fact that on several fronts, SPPU is much better than other universities. Maybe the updation of the curriculum, which is happening time to time, maybe the contribution of the experts which are responsible for making this curriculum very up to date. Okay, maybe the career opportunities which are available right in Pune and the surrounding area of Pune. Okay, and because of that, the intervention of the industry, which is also equally important for professional courses like MBA and MCA. Okay, that is very easily available in Pune. Okay, let's take example of this webinar itself. Now you are being available, Mr. Siddharth Joshi is being available. You're part of industry. Okay, this is a little difficult in other parts of the country. Okay, now because of the technology, it is becoming possible, but still because of the availability of such professionals in the vicinity of the university and the institutes makes whole lot of difference. Okay, so I think just to answer your question in very simple way, the track record of the university in terms of how many professionals and what quality of professionals the university has produced so far speaks volume for itself, and that's why I think choosing SPPU for professional courses, more specifically in case of post-graduation courses like MBA and MCA, makes a lot of sense. Okay, that will be probably one of the best decisions a student can take in his or her entire life.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the information. So, guys, see, what you need to understand is SPPU, which is one of the known institution, which is recognized globally, basically not only in India, right? And Pune is obviously known as the Oxford of the East, right? So you basically have two advantages, because if you're coming to Pune, so you have that culture of education, and second, obviously, the SPPU is, as I'd say, it's one of the leading, university in India, as well as the recognition. Like suppose if you plan to go for higher studies like PhD or anything from across the globe, right? This particular degree is very much recognized, right? Thank you so much, sir, for the information. So with this, my next question goes to Meghna ma'am. So as we all know, DY Patil is one of the known institutions for MBA and MCA in Pune, right? And which is having a very quality placements. So recently I came across that DY Patil is trying to introduce an MBA in digital marketing, right? So ma'am, from you, we want to understand what are the prospects we can have in MBA in digital marketing, which is going for the 2 years, right? Though as we all know, digital marketing is one of the known, field for the, for the companies nowadays, and most of the companies are switching their entire, marketing activities from, manual to an automation, and where digital marketing plays a very important role, right? So can you help us to understand the prospects if the students, decide to go for the MBA in digital marketing?
Thank you, Ankur. And basically, to answer your question, I would say we are offering MBA from Pune University. So that is a 2 years degree program, what we would be offering. There are many other courses available in the market. I won't say that there is nothing on the digital marketing, but there are a lot of certificate programs, diplomas, which are available. But this course, which we are offering, is purely under SPPU, curriculum by SPPU, and it would be beyond it would be same as MBA, but much more focused from the initial stage would be on digital marketing. This is the time when we all are going on digital platform, as you have rightly said, the companies are shifting on the digital mode, and this pandemic has taught us and shown us that how important the digital presence is. So basically the course offers, it makes you market ready for accepting the jobs or starting up your new ventures. There are very young students who have come up with very new ideas, and they can start their own jobs. So this course basically deals with social media marketing, online reputation management, content writing, email writing. So there are various prospects which this course covers. So there are much more avenues open for the job and taking up the entrepreneurship. And I feel this is the course which will fulfill the need of the time when we are going digital in all the platform. So I would recommend this course to all the students who are looking for creative career in marketing rather than regular marketing. Yeah, it always remains, as Kirti ma'am has rightly said, the core in marketing or core things never go out of it. But this is one step ahead when you go on the digital platform. So this is what the course all it says about.
Right. Okay. Thank you
I
so
will
much.
add few things into this because digital marketing as such is a very vast area again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Again, there are specializations into that. As Madam rightly pointed out, there is a SEO, there is social media marketing, there are a lot of parameters, even analytics is another part into that. So this course is really, if it is properly taken by the students and again with enthusiasm, because this is something new and you're getting, it is every information at the tip of the tool. So that's very important.
Right. Right, sir.
And I would like to mention right now, at present, we are the only one under Pune University who are offering this course. So it's
That's
a 2-year
very
program what we are offering.
Oh, nice, ma'am. So thank you, ma'am. And it's like a very good thing that your college has decided to pursue on this. And it's an Eden of an hour, basically, right? Because without digital marketing, it is very difficult for companies nowadays to survive, because if they don't get a lead. So basically, digital marketing, a lot of companies are using, just for the branding purpose, as well as, to have their, what do you say, the presence part, the brand building part. So instead of, from the TV media, they are, more or inclined towards the social media. So guys, what you need to understand, we all are facing Instagram, Facebook, Google and everything. So why not to convert that into a profession, right? So it is more of digital marketing will help you to, learn how to play with Facebook in a right way, right? So DY Patil has taken a very right decision of, and one of the first institution, and definitely I'm very sure that those who will join definitely get this advantage of MBA in digital marketing full time. So with this, all this academic discussion, my next question goes to Mr. Siddharth. So, Mr. Siddharth, what, students are confused with few things, right? There are like a lot of, basically a lot of platforms available to them, and they're confused what skill sets, right, to choose when they offer an MCA or you say MBA, right? So both are basically MCA. When we talk about MCA, it is more of technical, and when we talk about MBA, it is more of management, right? So what are the right skill sets required to get into the industry, basically, right? If an MCA guy wants to get into the industry, what skill sets are required? If the management graduate wants to get into the industry, what skill sets are required? So it would be really helpful if you put some insight on it.
Thanks, Ankur, for this question. So, guys, let me first tell the student that you guys are lucky. I mean, this is probably the best time to be starting your career, because you have all the technologies, the tools, and the information at your disposal. I mean, just to give you an example, last week I read an article in TOI, Times of India, about a student from Kolhapur who has won a prize money of 22 lakhs from Instagram. So this guy is a student of college, some college in Kolhapur, and he participated in the bug bounty program of Instagram. And so basically, bug bounty is all about finding bugs in the software. So he found a bug in the Instagram application, and he won 22 lakhs for that. I mean, to get a, let's say, annual income of 22 lakhs per annum, you would need to spend at least 10 years in the industry. And this guy won a 22 lakhs rupees in a single shot. And now compare this, will not go too far, just go for 15 years when I was doing my engineering. So when I was doing my final year project in 2004, I mean, if I talk about the experience, I had to travel 20 kilometers to access internet, download articles, papers on a floppy drive, which was having 256 MB memory. I mean, your smartphone will have 10 times more memory.
1.44 MB.
Yeah, 144 MB, sorry.
1.44.
1.44. So your smartphone has got maybe 20 times more RAM than that now. And my college had BSNL internet, and it was just not reliable. So I had to go there every day after the college, download the papers. And within our college, one of my friend had a computer. So we would share the computer and try to create a project out of it. So I mean, consider that to somebody in a Kolhapur winning 22 lakhs, it's amazing. I mean, these are the best times. Now coming to the exact question of Ankur, I mean, to answer the question of Ankur, I'll again go back in the history, because, we can learn so many things from the history and kind of plan our future based on that. So if I go to the era of 1940s or 1950s, when industrial revolution started, so what did happen there? So before industrial revolution, everything was done by manual people, manpower. So, it was all dependent on your physical energy, physical strength. You have to do everything manually, and then suddenly machines started to come into our lives. So whatever we were doing manually, things started moving on to machines, and suddenly there was industrial revolution. So what did it do? It made the businesses more efficient. It increased the speed of production. It increased the speed at which we could produce goods and services and bring them into the market. The goods and services become cheaper. So more and more people could consume it. So overall, what it did was, it increased the overall market size. It increased the overall economy. And it continued for 20, 30, 40 years. And in 1970s or 80s, we entered the era of personal computers. Likes of Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and all those folks, came up with this personal computer. So again, what did it do? So it helped us use, intelligent machines, you could say, to do our work. Again, same thing happened. People started using computers to get job done. The market increased, the number of jobs increased, newer areas came into picture, newer job opportunities came into picture. And again, the market opened. We entered into the economics, the era of economies where they are into $1 trillion. I would say we are in a similar phase right now. And the kind of impact machines had on our lives, the kind of impact personal computers had on our lives, I would say the similar impact on our lives is being done by two technologies right now. I would say the first technology is cloud computing. Simple example, this Zoom meeting would not have been possible without cloud. We are using Zoom in a browser, or we are using some desktop app, doesn't matter, but Zoom is right now hosted on some cloud. Microsoft Teams, Google Hangout, or for that matter, Facebook, Instagram, Gmail, you take any application in the world right now and cloud is powering that. So if there was no cloud, probably all these things would have been very difficult. I'm very active on Quora, and I'm interested in using analytics for research. And I was thinking in my mind, what would have happened if this pandemic of COVID-19 had happened in the year 2000 or in the year 1990? Maybe it would have been much, much, much worse. The kind of job loss, the kind of impact it has on the economy, it would have been much worse. Because the technology that we are using right now to continue with our lives, those technologies were not there. Those technologies were just not existence there. So, cloud computing is one thing which I would say everybody should know. Again, I'm not saying that you have to invest 50,000 rupees, 2 lakh rupees, or 10,000 rupees to do a course in cloud computing, but you should know cloud computing. To give you an example, in 1980s, 1990s, if you happen to look at somebody's CV, people used to write Windows operating system, DOS operating system as one of the skill in their CV. You cannot write it right now. I mean, you cannot write in your CV that I know Windows 10. I mean, people would think you are a fool. Windows 10 is, everybody should know Windows 10. You cannot say that I know iOS or I know Android operating system on my phone. That is de facto, that is expected. I believe that's what we are seeing in the industry right now. I mean, when I talk to people in the industry, right from CEOs till the software developer at the lowest level, or to the intern, everybody talks about cloud, everybody talks about containers, everybody talks about microservices. So I would say knowing cloud computing to some extent is very, very essential, irrespective of your MBA or MCA. If you are MCA, you would use some API, some cloud technology in the software that you develop. If you are in MBA, if you go into marketing, or if you go into finance, or if you go into sales, if you go into pre-sales, you would eventually encounter cloud somewhere. So having an understanding of cloud is, I would say, knowing ABCD. The other technology which I think is very essential to know is AI. Again, I'm not saying that you have to go and do a course worth 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees, or you have to pursue certification. No. It's up to you. It's about on your appetite to learn. But then knowing what is AI, how does it work, how is it impacting our lives is very, very important. Again, to put a perspective to this, the meeting right now, whichever we are having, I'm sure some data of this meeting is going back into the AI engine of Zoom, and they would use this data to improve their services. Invariably, when we use Facebook, when we use Instagram, when we use Snapchat, when we use LinkedIn for entertainment, for conducting our business, whatever we do, we are using AI somewhere. I mean, Meghna ma'am talked about SEO, Ankur was talking about digital marketing, and you wouldn't believe people are building AI models to do this SEO. They are building AI models to do this SEO. In fact, there has been a recent upgrade to the Google search algorithm, and that has been done to kind of nullify the some of the practices which people used to conduct for SEO. I mean, they were trying to fool the Google's algorithm, and so Google has upgraded that algorithm now. So I would say AI cloud must have, everybody should know about it, irrespective of your designation, your career choice. Basic knowledge of this is important. Then we move into the next part, which is career. I would say career is a very, very personal thing. I mean, for everybody, the meaning of career could be very different. So again, to give you an example, I know people, I have friends for whom their day-to-day job is just a source of money. They are doing it just to pay their bills. They get that gratification, that happiness from whatever they do after their job or whatever they do during their weekends. I know people who have left their job, their corporate jobs in tier 1 organization, the global tier 1 organization, Fortune 10 companies, to do something like writing, to do blog writing, or to do content writing. I know people who have left their corporate jobs to be freelancers. You know why? Because they enjoy that freedom. So I think you, as an individual, as a student, you have to understand what does career mean to you. And there is nothing right, wrong here. Being a freelancer is no good or no bad compared to somebody who is in a 9-to-5 job. No, these are personal choices, and these choices are based on your financial requirements, your personal aptitude, your personal attitude, your family needs, and so on. So there are no right or wrong here. But then it is very easy to say that you have to choose your career. But then the next question is, how do I know what is good for me? And my answer, I mean, I go as a visiting faculty in the MBA college, and when the students call me for advice, what I tell is, when you start your career, be open, keep your eyes and ears open. Just be curious, just try and understand what's happening. I mean, whatever you learn, why are you learning that? How does it help the business? How does it help the industry? How does it help the company for which you might work in the future? Try to connect the dots end to end, and try to create that picture in your mind. And when you do that, you would be able to realize what gives you happiness, what kind of gives you that kick, what kind of triggers the passion inside you, and then you can follow that. It's a trial and error thing. I mean, it's not that tonight you will fall asleep and tomorrow morning when you get up, you might have had a dream and you will figure out what you need to do. No, I mean, at least for me, it has not worked that way. In 15 years of my career, I've switched at least 7-8 roles. I've been an entrepreneur. I've gone into teaching. I've been a software developer. I've been into pre-sales. I've been into digital marketing. When I was when I was into my startup, I've learned Python. I've done AI, and now at this point of time, what I feel is, maybe teaching is what my passion is. I mean, I feel really kicked up when I do that, and I took 15 years to realize that. So it might take time, but the point is, be open, be adaptable, be ready to learn, and whatever you do it with lots of passion. Give your 100% to it, whether it's college project, whether it is whatever it be. I mean, give your 100% to it, and I'm sure life will unfold in a positive way for you, and you would have a fruitful career ahead. So
Here-
yeah, I would say that would
I
be from my
think
side.
you are right, Siddharth. Discipline is very important and hard work with discipline. And that hard work
Absolutely,
is
sir.
intelligent hard work, just not
Absolutely.
an hard work. So
Yeah.
student must see to it that what Siddharth has just told, because whether it is a project, whether it is a mini project, major project, or your practicals, because most of the time what students do, we used to call in engineering GT, but now
Yeah.
GT has replaced with the latest technologies in
Yeah.
our
Right.
hand. Just copy paste is happening. It is of no use. So please do even a small 4-line, 5-line program when you are writing. Try to understand it. Don't just mug up.
Yeah, and it doesn't help. I
That's
mean,
very
guys,
important. Very true.
we,
Very true. I'm really happy that you pointed out these points, because that discipline, and from day one that student should start working on it. And as I told you in MCA, what we are expecting is that we should learn everything whatever we want on the track that you want. Even I forgot one thing in the syllabus, we kept concept of extra reading, because it is not possible to complete these everything of that topic or that subject into that 40 hours given to our teacher, faculties, and all that. So, and it is expected that students should also learn, because the college, you are coming to college, or that college hours are hardly 6 hours that of the day you are coming to college. Rest 18 hours are with you. Out of that, even if you are going for 7 hours sleeps, out of that 11 hours, at least similar 6 hours, whatever you are spending in college, that same 6 hours you have to spend at home for doing that recap and extra work. That is very important. And this is the hard work which Siddhar just now told, which will pay you.
absolutely, it
Definitely,
will
it will
pay.
give you the results. This is very
Absolutely.
important. So thanks, Siddhar. Thanks.
No problem, sir. I mean, I could just, my son, I have a 10-year son, and he loves cricket. And so to kind of, and I love sports. So he's a Dhoni fan, but then I try to tell him that Sachin was a bigger star than him, and he has watched MS Dhoni movie at least 50 times, and I made him watch Sachin Tendulkar documentary. And there is a very interesting incident which Sachin gives in his documentary. He says when he was playing, he used to take the leather ball on his chest. I mean, he used to throw the ball in the air and let it drop on his chest. And people used to ask, why do you want to do this? And he used to say that, when I'm playing, it shouldn't happen that if the ball hits my body, I lose my focus, I lose my concentration.
True. True.
I mean, that's the kind of passion you need. I mean, I was reading about Sunil Gavaskar in YouTube, Breakfast with Champions, and he said that he wouldn't go to pubs because he thought if he sees that flashes in the pub, he might his vision might be impaired and he might
Get
not
this.
be able to play.
Correct.
I mean, look at the kind of passion, guys. I mean, I personally feel that if you do not have passion, that energy, that drive, it doesn't matter what you do or wherever you are, things will not work out. You
And
need
you
that passion.
rightly pointed out, because now at least this generation is so lucky that they're getting passionate jobs, they're getting
Absolutely.
passionate work.
Absolutely.
At our times, I do not want to be Kader Khan, but at our time, we used to be have that path like a doctor, engineer. That's all.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I mean, my father had the opportunity of only government jobs. If you do not get a government job, your life is struggling.
Siddharth has said that why I have termed MBA as my best achievement. The reason behind that is the same. See, opportunity are there, and students who are coming after graduation, they do not want to come out of the mode of graduation. They feel that they treat their graduation and post graduation in same matter or in the same level. So when you are coming for master, first of all, bring that professionalism first in your mind, that
Yep.
these 2 years.
Guide left the institutes after 6 months. By the time I try to.
So after, when they come in, then they do not keep in their mind that this is a professional course and this course is going to give me or earn me my bread and butter and my dream job. So if I will achieve my best achievement, I am going to be eligible for the best job which I dreamt about. So when you are missing that link of passion, it is very difficult. College cannot give you, they are not the placement agencies.
Nobody can give you. I mean, even if
no
you
one
go
can.
into college, you will be fired.
Yeah, I remember one of the best Rumi quote, that it's your road and your road alone. Others may walk with you, but no one can walk for you, or they cannot walk for you. So they will support you, but you don't expect that teachers will increase your communication, they will increase your knowledge, and then you are just going to sit in front of interviewer and he is going to select you. The most of the time we are facing the problem is that student get a good score of CGPA on the mark sheet, but when they go for interview, they are not able to convert that CGPA into the knowledge. So once you miss that link, you try anything. Don't blame college that they have not. College are departing the knowledge, but how much I am able to absorb that knowledge is my skill set. The opportunities are ample in the market, but if I'm not able to grab that, I am falling short of something which I need to patch up. I have to fix that, and I have to get my best achievement, for which I am here to do MBA either or a MCA.
True. Rightly said, ma'am. So guys, with this, see, what you need to understand here is, one, career is a personal choice. So when I say it's a personal choice, it's always choose a career which you are passionate about, right? Don't follow the crowd. Don't get into the rat race, basically, right? My friend have done an MBA. I also do an MBA and also get a job of 10 LPA, right? So it doesn't work like that, right? So always choose a career which you are passionate about. Be consistent, right? Always have a never give up attitude, and try to learn new things, right? So college is a knowledge provider to you that will help you to gain knowledge. And secondly, obviously, you are going to get the degree, right? But what is required in the industry, you have to prepare yourself accordingly, like on your own, right? So that passion is something which is very important. The consistency, discipline, never give up attitude, right? Never ever, right? So this is all, right? So I have I think one question I want to ask like to Goje sir is, sir, everybody is like saying, technology is changing, the hiring trends is changing every time, like every year, every 2 years, right? So I want to understand, like, does our MCA curriculum is in line with the industry or not, right? So that is
Yes, yes, you rightly pointed out. This is very important, and that's what I told you. From very first semester, we have open subject,
right,
so that as per new technology adoption. Because even if you ask me, technology is changing means what is happening? Fundamentals never change.
of course not, of
If
course
you
not.
ask me, the fundamentals are still there, and the student must do the fundamentals. When you are shifting just now, I told you that now we are switching over to React Native or Flutter.
Right.
What exactly we are doing, instead of writing different codes for different applications or different platforms like web, then Android and iOS, you are
Right.
writing a single code. So means fundamentals, how to write a code, I think is not going to change.
Of course not.
Even
Yes.
A plus B is equal to C is not going to change. So these
Of
things
course.
are always there. So this is very important, and we are in line with technology, and that is what we are doing. And every year, if you ask me, every year we are changing the syllabus. If you can see the history of Pune University, we have changed the syllabus in 1819, 1920, 2021. So every year, in fact, now for us, it is difficult to take the exams at the back end.
Of
Because the
course.
moment as what happens, the students, those who are entering into the MCA course, they are allowed to continue that course for 10 years. If they fail, that is the sad part of university.
Of course,
So he is getting that attempt, and now for that, my faculty needs to set that papers. So almost I am setting the papers for 5 different syllabus every year. So that is a big problem. So that is what, but still we are doing, because we are interested that this technology is changing. So student must adopt it,
right,
and go for it, because that employability is very important.
right.
Thanks. Abhi.
Thank you, sir.
Ankur, sir, I would like to add something here.
Yeah, sure, sir. Please. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the updation of curriculum time to time is important. It happens, and it is very evident. Everybody knows that at SPPU, it is very promptly done.
Right.
May it be MCA, may it be MBA, and for that matter, any other professional course also.
Right.
But what happens is, in university structure, we cannot leave everything to university. The colleges also need to take a lot of responsibility, because there is always a limitation to what universities can do. Okay, and from where the role of the institutes start. Okay, and we can go a little further, and we can say that after that, even the students also need to take responsibilities of their own careers in their hands.
Right.
So in this line, okay, along with the updation of the curriculum as per the needs of the industry, I would like to say that getting an hands-on experience and internships is extremely important factor when we talk about professional courses like MBAs and MCAs. Fortunately, institute like ours, where the courses MBAs and MCAs are being run simultaneously together, we get an opportunity to have some practical orientations to the students, where a lot of integration of both the courses can happen, MBAs and MCA together. Okay, so keeping all these things in the mind, what we have done is we have initiated some activities in such a way that in the future the institutes should be able to generate these internships at institute level only. We should not be reliant 100% on the industry. Definitely, we'll be sending students in the industry also for internship, but some amount of internships we should be able to generate at institute level only. Okay, and for that matter, what we have done is we have already launched a club called as Digital Marketing Club at institute level. We are in the process of launching another club is called as Analytics Club at institute level. So we have a vision that the clubs in the due course should be strengthened in such a way that not only giving some short-term projects for the students under the club activities, the clubs will work as agencies for providing services of digital marketing and analytics to small businesses. Okay, and students can be given live projects of all these agency businesses at institute level. So I think institutes should come forward to come out with such initiatives where a lot of hands-on experience can be given at institute level only.
Right. Very much important, sir. You rightly said. Very much important. We should not completely, give everything like as in university should take all the responsibility. There is a certain addition to this. As an institute should always ready to take a responsibility. So
Ankur, it is a tri-party agreement as such.
Yeah. Right.
So every party should follow the equal responsibility.
Right, very much.
What Vishal has said, I would like to add some more point in that.
Yes,
that it is true that every responsibility cannot be taken by the head institution.
Right.
And the institutes also need to. I request students also that most of the faculty time goes in teaching syllables. If students share 20% or 25% of syllables by studying their own, that 25% faculty can use to give them an extra knowledge which is beyond syllables. So students believe that our main mission is to get good CGPA. Without having knowledge or practical adaptability,
yes.
extra knowledge.
In fact, yes, you're right, Kirti, because what we did also, we compulsorily asked while doing our FDPs this year, we compulsorily asked faculty members that there is a not only open subject, but open part of that subject which students should learn on their own and present in the class. We made it compulsory now because we found that
students should develop that approach in themselves.
True.
That exam-oriented mindset has to be changed.
Yes.
Like only we are studying for the exams.
They
That
first
mindset
come and
has to
ask,
be changed.
Madam, important questions क्या है? क्या
Syllabus का important क्या है?
Vishal sir rightly said that clubs. We also had generated clubs. Why they do not come forward to do the brainstorming, discuss a lot of things. They never. I have unfortunate to see that the students never have a question only in their mind. भेड़
Right.
चाल जैसे हम प्रवचन देते रहते हैं क्लास में, बच्चे
Have to
कीर्तन
listen.
सुनते रहते हैं, which is really
Oh,
disgusting.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Ma'am, one more thing in this online, when we are telling them switch on their video so that we have an discussion, that also they don't do.
Yeah.
They just want to be behind the cameras.
No, no, no.
And
For
until
that,
unless
no,
that-
for that video also there is a solution. Huh?
if that inquisitiveness is missing, the adaptability, what we were talking,
True, 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 true,
what we are
true.
talking is always going to miss for the employer, and that gap of industry and academics is going to remain. How much time you will go and keep on discussing this, but until and unless student will not develop that passion, वो achievement मैंने MBA किया या मैंने MCA करने के बाद I am really 100% sure कि अब मुझे कोई नहीं बोलेगा कि तुमको जॉब नहीं मिल सकती. That is your achievement. That is why I termed it as my best achievement. अगर आपको
Self confidence is very important. Very, very
इस
important.
पैनल डिस्कशन के बाद लोगों का माइंडसेट चेंज हो जाएगा कि सब लोग क्या कह रहे हैं, सब क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं,
अगर आप में वो
हमने क्या एक्सपेक्ट करना है.
क्योंकि वो कॉन्फिडेंस आप खुद ही ला सकते हो, मैं नहीं दे सकती आपको. अगर आपको वो मिलेगा तो नो कंपनी विल डिनाई यू टू टेक यू एज देयर एसेट. So once you achieve that, no, irrespective of what you are, you should able to display what you have learned in this 2 years. That is your achievement. Thank you.
Ankur sir, one more aspect I would like to bring to
please,
the notice that I mentioned that in earlier part as well, that from the point of view of the responsibilities of the institute, I think integration of the courses is extremely important. Okay, like fortunately we have MBA and MCA. Okay,
Right.
and I mentioned about a couple of clubs. Okay, and if we keenly have a look at it, we can understand that there in those club activities, the intervention from both the courses is equally important. If we're
Yes.
talking about digital marketing, say,
Yeah.
MBA students can participate equally as well as MCA students can participate equally, because
Right.
there is a lot of technical side of the
Right.
activities also there. Okay, same is with analytics. Okay, we can precisely understand what is the difference between data analytics and business analytics. Okay, we can give the side of business consulting to data analytics through business analytics, and that can be done by involving both the faculties and students from both the institute, now both the courses. Now
Yeah.
this is about the institute level. Now we can do a lot of integration with other courses also. Why only MBA and MCA? Fortunately, MBA and MCA are such courses which
Yeah.
can be integrated with any other course, may it be engineering, may it be a pharmacy, may it be anything else, because
Yes.
management side is required everywhere, technology
Right.
side is required everywhere.
Right.
Okay, so fortunately, DY Patil being a big group, we have that opportunity to do it in house only. Okay, in our group only. But for other institutes also, they can step out and approach the other institutes where a lot of collaboration can happen and integration of the
Yes.
course
Yes.
can take place, and the student out of both the institute can
Exchange the
be
yeah.
can gain a lot of things
Yes,
at the end of the
obviously. Right. So yeah, so exchange of knowledge between two institutions is very much required, right? Right. If DY Patil is, adapting some new, methodology of learning, right, which helps students, and similarly, if the institution is also, following some other methodology, both heads should come and, try to accommodate the both, right? So that is something which is very important, right? You rightly said, sir. So I have one very last question to Kirti ma'am. Kirti ma'am, there are a lot of doubts, when a student join an MBA program with respect to specialization, right? People say there are a lot of scope in finance. Some people say a lot of scopes in HR, right? So a lot of, these things, is in the market. There's some myth, there's some fact, right? So can you help us to understand how to choose a specialization in MBA?
Yeah. See, if you go by the title Masters of Business Administration, specialization gives only the smallest edge to the person. But accordingly, if you ask me why the MBA student should think of it, he should be masters in the business functions. I really do not believe that he should become only marketing guy, he should become only finance guy, or he should. Fine, for a job opportunity, you get a specialized aspect, but don't limit yourself just that I want to do the marketing specialization, so I will not have a knowledge of anything basic which is required for that specialization also. Why MBA students are studying the all courses, or I will say the all specialization courses, some bits and pieces in their first semester. They have operation, they have first and second semester for that matter. All the 2 semester you have marketing, all the 2 semester you have finance, all the 2 semester you have a OB and HR. So why they are keeping these all things? Just because that you should have the feel, or you should have the support of that concept that for business running, you require all these factors to be in place to support any business function of any organization. Now, when I come to this choosing of specialization, the person should be very clear in his mind that what is my SWOT? What is I am good in? What students do or what mistakes they do is that they ignore their own qualities and they more focus on what their friends are choosing.
Right. Truly said.
First option. The second option, which the problem is that students think that if I have done marketing specialization, why should I do the job of sales? But they forget it that if I want to tap the market, first I should understand where I have to sell them. If I do not know the marketing, or I do not know the market, whom I am going to sell. If you go and sell the sweaters in the summer to Rajasthan, you are the foolish person to do the marketing there. So it is very important for the students to understand that where the market opportunities are available. And for that matter, first students should understand where to sell and what are the sales or who are their customers. So the knowledge of customer or knowledge of market is only possible if you go and roam around the market, doing the sales, and then design the strategies for the marketing. Right? The same thing is available for finance also. I'm not able to judge what are the figures written in the balance sheet of any organization. Then how I'm going good at finance subject? If I am not able to figure out the financial status of any organization through the first 2 pages of the balance sheet and profit and loss account, then I have to rethink whether I am really good. Students do the mistake of opting finance just because they don't want the marketing targets. Right. But remember the sentence which I have used: if there is a risk, there is a fix of your career. Success is possible if you're ready to take a challenge. Challenges are everywhere. So students many times feel that marketing is not good because there are a lot of target and a lot of lengthy hours of working and you roam around. Think of the other brighter side, that on the company expenses, you're seeing the whole India. Or if you are good in marketing, you get overseas opportunities also. So marketing are evergreen area, but with the silver line of targets. So you are capable of accepting challenges. But if you want to go for finance, how you are able to understand the opportunities and the figures, and how you analyze it with that available data and making your company more financially stronger, then you are a good financial support or good for finance specialization. The HR is the backbone, though it has been thing by most of the company, but the pandemic has flourished with lot of opportunities for HR, because this particular aspect, right choosing person, is a job of HR. So if I'm not picking the right person, you select any kind of person, he is not going to support your system at any place. So HR is equally important, and pandemic has made companies pay for it, for giving not any importance to the HR people of their organization. They are the people who have made the strategy. They are the people who have keep their employees engaged and keep the productivity and efficiency at a higher level during this pandemic, are the HRP. people. So two important aspects when you choose your specialization, that what is my aptitude, what is my ability, and what are the opportunities I'm going to get because of my this specialization. So if you are able to need and line up your priorities, I think any specialization will bring you the best option for your career. But if you choose just because my friend is going, my parents are saying, but you are not passionate about that, you are not going to make the good choices of your specialization. But if you ask me, specialization does not give you the opportunity. It is your passion, your knowledge, your ability opens the door for your career, and not the specialization. If you will not choose the specialization which is good for you, which will give you the knowledge, then you choose any specialization, you are going to land up in the mess.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such insight. So students, see, what you need to understand is, see, before you choose the specialization, you have to dig into the depth of the subject basically, right? So that you need to understand without going into depth. If you are following the flow, so that will not help you, and that will not help you to land up in the right career, right? So first dig into the depth of the domain, and then, you know, map that particular thing as per your choice, whether you're passionate about that particular thing or not, then choose the specialization, right? So with this, thank you all the panelists for such a, you know, great insight, and I think it was very helpful for the students. And with this, I'll hand over the session to Shikha ma'am. Please continue, ma'am.
Thank you, Ankur. Our mind is so powerful that when we fill it with positive thoughts, our life also starts changing. So we should consider fear as face everything and rise. So definitely we all will rise from this pandemic and take India ahead. This webinar was an eye-opener for all of us, where we understood about various career prospects of MBA and MCA. So I request Dr. Vishal Varaskar to give the concluding remarks.
Thank you, Shikha ma'am. We discussed, I mean, this was a very thought-provoking panel discussion. It was, you know, personally, my take from this panel discussion was so many new learnings which I got to learn today from all the panelists. We discussed about two courses mainly, Masters of Business Administration and Masters of Computer Applications. We also got to know that MBA is also my best achievement today. And we today also got to know that MCA is also my career achievement. And both of these courses are master's courses, professional courses. And we discussed that a lot of focus on employability development is given under these courses. And that's why a lot of career options, you know, keep opening after having pursued these courses. So keeping all these things in the mind, probably there could also be one more new terminology, masters today, MASTERS, and that can stand for my achievement says that employability development results into success. Probably
nice.
Thank you. And one more very important aspect which was discussed during this panel discussion was, you know, in any career, you might start with any profile. Say, for example, an engineer is getting into some engineering related job as his first start to the career, like say, for example, production engineer or something. Okay, eventually where the candidate sees himself after a few years down the line is to become a manager in that function, right? So some or the other time, the managerial side is going to definitely come and become most important part of the job for a person. Okay, so if somebody has missed chance to go into a particular field, probably MBA can give that candidate another chance to explore that as a career option, because some or the other time he is going to see himself as a manager in that function. Same way, Goje sir very importantly said that students from BCom, BBA, BA, all these sides probably who might be thinking that I missed an opportunity to be a part of IT industry, okay, which is so important industry, you know, so important industry to help lakhs of people to pursue their lucrative careers in. Okay, if one is thinking like that, MCA probably can give you another chance to explore opportunity to be into IT industry once more by pursuing an MCA course. Okay, so this was very well discussed in the panel discussion. Very importantly, a couple of points which were brought in was that irrespective of which course, which specialization you are choosing, unless you have a passion in that particular field, you may not be able to be successful in that field particularly. So choosing a career, choosing an institute, choosing a course may be important, but equally important or probably even more important is to find out where your passion lies, okay, and to pursue your passion as your career. Probably whatever was said by Mr. Siddharth Joshi can be summed up into one point, that is, finding out what my hunger is. Okay, and it was rightly said that hunger is basically a combination of two things: adaptability and keenness to learn. Okay, so extremely important point to all the students who are pursuing this course and attending these courses and attending this panel discussion, as well as because this event is being live Facebook session also, probably some other students might also watch this now or afterwards also. They should keep this in mind, that you need to find out what your passion is, what your hunger is related to, what particular thing, and pursue that thing. Again, it was also discussed that irrespective of whichever course you're choosing for MBA or MCA, probably two important things, two important technologies you need to be at least aware about, that is cloud computing and artificial intelligence. A very good message. And I think most of the things which either students who are pursuing this course need to know, or the students who need to who are looking for getting into such courses need to know. All those things were discussed so beautifully in this panel discussion. On behalf of DYP IMR, I thank all the panelists, including Goje sir, Kirti ma'am, Siddharth Joshi sir, Ankush Srivastav sir. You discussed so many important points and made all of us aware about the drivers of success in life. Thank you very much, sirs and ma'ams. I thank Director of the Institute, Dr. Meghna Bilare ma'am, for conceptualizing this entire event and making it, laying down a complete blueprint to conduct this course. I thank Shikha ma'am also for such a wonderful moderation of the entire session, not only panel discussion, but the entire session. And all other faculty and staff members at DYPIMR who have been instrumental in the entire organization of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting. It's a pleasure to be with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Thank you all for this knowledgeable
Thank
panel
you.
discussion.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
We'll
Goje
be
sir,
back.
for being
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thank
कीर्ति
you.
मैम, आप
Thank
तो
you.
बहुत हक के हैं, हमारे हमेशा ही हमारे लिए अवेलेबल हो.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you,
Thank you for guiding
DYPIMR
us
team.
always.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
day.
you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Ankur, thank you. Siddharth,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Siddharth, be in touch. Ankur, be in touch.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is just a first step towards collaboration. Now we'll move ahead for this further sessions like these.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Students, you all can also leave the meeting.